To do now is basically clean some bits up, and these are all the parts we've already done, and I'm going to slip around this way with my hands and pick up the two back burners which goes to the rear of the sub, which I'll put them there. I did have them in the right position, but when I test fit them I can see which one exactly goes. It's funny how one fits better on each side, so that's okay. So, and then we've got the front planes which were here, which I'll do as well. And we've done this bit, and once I've painted inside the actual conning tower and the centre bit and the bit of the back, which you're not going to see much of, so I can paint that with a rust colour, and by the time I've finished painting, you still won't see much inside, but I'm going to put it with a rusty colour anyway, so sort of a rusty colour. Anyway, so this goes on the other side, and that fits perfectly. I've tried it already, it does fit, so that's good. This is all cleaned up, ready to go, and it goes into the slot that's here, but it goes through the slots over there. But I might have to drill a hole to actually give it a bit more security in there. Not much, just dribble down a bit more to give it a bit more upright standing, because that's what I want it. I want it to be slightly out. So that's that bit. These walkways we've seen, and that area there, I kept that bit of plastic there just in case. I wasn't sure whether it's one of these. I don't think it is, but anyway, but I've kept that anyway. I think there's a bit stretched through actually. But here we go. These walkways are all got to be painted as well. So we're getting so good. These bits I'm going to keep in the spares box, but I don't think I'll ever use them. And there's that little line that you can see inside them. You can see that bit there. If I do that, you can see those line, and that's what I've replicated in there as well. So that's done. So what we're going to do now is get the old bits out and clean these bits up. So what we do is we start taking it off the parts, and these parts are for the walkways, because you can see there's holes there. You drill through and basically you place them in, because this is the way they go. They don't go that way up, they go that way up. Unless I'm wrong. No, the ground's on this side, so that's okay, so that can be done. So let's get stuck in with that. Put the aerial bits there, and we do these. So here we go then. So let's get stuck into this, and I'll push that back slightly, and then I can be just down here in this area. Right, so we've got to get this bit in. There you go. That's a bit about it. So I'm going to come over here and cut that bit there. That's one. So that bit can go in the scrap bit, and these are a little bit better. Then we've got little bits there. Still in the camera, good. There you go. And cut that off, and cut that off. There's two more. That goes in the scrap. Then we've got our aerials, and then these are pretty definite which ones which you can't make a mistake. So that's okay. So what I'm going to do now is cut this one up. This is the wooden one, and these are the flagpole ones. So I should do that at the top first, and then do the bottom end, trying to keep it as close as I can, and we'll see. That's one. I might as well do this one as well, and this is the thicker bit, so what I'm going to do is do all the thin bits at the other end. So there we go. Here we go. Whoops. That way. That way. That way, and that way, and then we've got to go down the bottom, and that gives us a bit more there. I should go straight off there to cut it a bit longer. So that's that one. Now we'll do the same. Can't miss them, can't muck them up, muddle them up I should say, even though they've got numbers, you won't be able to muddle them up. One, and giving that a close up to the wooden bit, because that bit sits at the top, the wooden bit. And now we've got to do these ones. Do I do this the same? And down the bottom, giving it a bit more than what I need. And there you go. So that's that bit. So what have we got next? The only bit we really got is this little bar here. Now I can't see any reason for it at the moment, so I'm going to cut it off with its number and leave it there. I think I know what that is. I think that's the post that goes up with the binoculars on it. So that's number 21. So that bit can go into scrap now. There's nothing on there at all, so that's just that bit. I don't need that because I've got that. So now just got to do some clean up. So I'm going to put these bits back in here. In fact, I'm going to put that bit there. That's it. I'm going to put that there for a moment. I'll get my where is it? Oh, here it is. This is where all the scrap bits go for the moment, and I can sort them out later. These are the bits I want to search through. So that's that bit. And that bit. So now I can bring this back and start putting these things back in here. That and that and that. So they're done, and now I'll put that in there when I find it definitely what it is for. And now we've got to do some cleaning. So a bit of sanding and a bit of scraping. Now it's going to be fun with this, I think. So I'll come down a bit closer for you, and then I'll be able to do it. There you go. Might be able to push that back further actually. So there's a bit more out of shot and go further in there. Right. That's it. I might even be able to come a bit closer. That's far enough. Now, there it is. So I've got to clean these bits off. And I'm going to try with a knife first. So we're going to go for the knife. I'm going very close to where the problem is, because then I won't put too much pressure on it. You'll see. Still there, and the bit on the other end. Close to it. Go back to this bit. Come this way this time. I need a new blade, I think. Right, then we get that sanding stick, and what we do is do the usual thing. It's going to be awkward because you won't be able to see it. Now you might be if I do it this way. I'll go careful. No, you can't see it, so if I do that, I'm going to go out a bit. There you go, that'll do. Now it's a bit better. I'll do one and then I'll do the rest off camera because I think it'll be better and come back when it's finished. Because I'll be doing all the others the same. Then you've got to go careful you don't bend it, that's the trouble. So I want to get as near to that bit as I can. That's no good because it's too long. Going to hit the other end and put more pressure on it. Should have used this one in the first place, I think. That's okay. Right, let's get the other sponge. Well, these other little sponges. This one's better, so I'll put the bigger one away. Gives me a bit more localised working, doesn't it really? So I'm spinning that round with my thumb. Yeah, you might not be able to see it. We can see my fingers are moving. And that one's done. Now I'll do the top because this one's got a bit of a flat area. Yep, and that should. And it does. It's just going to go in that hole nicely, but I'm going to put a little bit of a bit more underneath it later. Right, here we go then. So I'm going to clean the others out and I'll see you back soon. Hi, I'm back, and now we're looking at the actual decking that goes across here, and I think you can see it quite clearly. Yeah, okay, I'm looking at the monitor, so you'll be able to see it. It's 3 stanchions there, and I've got 3 stanchions, which are here. And what it is, so one of the stanchions at the front doesn't have anything in it, so I'm going to put that back into the tub. So don't need that one. So I'm going to work on one. So basically, you got one. That's the reason these are. Now I realise why. You've got those three bits. One of them has to be in the middle, one has to be this end, and one has to be the other end to give you the spacing. So that's quite clever. So now we're going to find a drill that actually fits the purpose. And where's my drills? There they are. So what we're going to do, I think I'm going to go for 1.2 and see if that works. If it does, I do like it's perfect size. That's it. I do like the natural light, I must admit, because there's no sun out. But I do like the sun out, obviously. But when you're doing filming in here with the Velux window, it's nice having the normal natural light without putting the lights on, which is good. Right. So what we're going to do is get the old pin vise, which is this one. Oops, this one. So I'm going to get that drill open a bit. So it's a 1.2, and bring it a bit more. There you go. So that's that one. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to do a centre one, which would be that one, and drill out. I think I'd be better off with the old Tamar one, wouldn't I? Would have gone. But anyway, it's through. Sometimes it's nice to do a slow purpose. So there's the centre one. So I'm going to clean that up a bit there. Get the old sanding stick, or trusty one. And where is it? There it is. And I'll always go through this way again, just to push it through. There you go. There you go. Lovely. And that's it. Now that'll be the centre one. So what I can do now, because it's this side or that side, it goes to that side because yeah, I can put that one near there, just up there, sitting up there, no problem. I'll get them in the right order then. Oh no, it didn't. That's got to be in the centre. Now we're going to do one that goes. Oh, if I pull that in a bit, because you can see what I mean. So that's the centre one. So now I've got to do one here where the hole's got to be this end. So that's what that one. So what we do is we do that one. Do that side over, clean it up. There we go. Got my little reamer here, display one, it's quite a good one. Not really wide. Where's my blade? There we go. Do a blade across the top. I don't want to lose any of that wooden detail. That's it. Right. Get a bit of glue, because I find the glue smooths it a little bit as well. So here we go. There you go, that's done. Much better. So that's that one. If I can put it up there on the deck, that's more or less better. So we can have ones in the middle. As you can see, I don't know if I can get this a bit more different. Might be able to. I'll move that over here out of the way. There you go, you can see them much better like that. Oh, yeah, if I'm nearly there. I can't see my screen good, but I can still see the bit I'm looking at, which is there. So now we've got to do this one, and it's always best to put them so the hole is on the right side, so which is there, and then you've got it there. Then when you swing round, because I've got to do the one on this end, so I swing it round here and I've got to do it there, which is that one there. Good thing is if you do it wrong, you're in trouble. Going through slowly. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this part, believe it or not. I'm just letting the drill do the cutting. Right, now what we can do is put a bit of glue to clean the hole out. Smooth it all out. And there you go. And that one sits like that. And you can see they're all in a row in the right place, so that's good. And the other one, oops, you'll see it, it'll be sitting there without any holes in it. I'm not going to push them in because that's what I don't want to do. Got to pick that bit up, dropped on the floor. Right. Let's give one a test to see what I'll use this one because that's the first one I did. Oh no, it wasn't, it was the middle one. So did I clean it all like that? No, I didn't really, did I? So I did, but I didn't do it with glue. Now I'm not going to glue anything in that yet, so I will use this one because it was the next one. So what we're going to do, see if these fit in, and it goes that way. Yes, it does. It will go in there, and it will sit. Now I can trim the bottom when I've glued them in. When I've glued it in, I can actually trim it up anyway, so that'll be okay. So we've got those done because they've all been cleaned up. I cleaned them up in the previous segment. I think that's how it showed started. And there you go. So that's that. So next thing I want to do is put this back. The cup out of the way, there you go. And now I'll put the drill back in into its twist bud bar, and there you go. Right, put that back in the cup, put this back in here, and now bring it round. Whoops, that's going to go back in the drawer because I don't need that for the moment. It's gone down there, not in the drawer. I'll put that there because I don't know where I need it later. Right, so now gonna move that, it's going to go flying. There's all the other bits I've got. So there's the only bits that will be going on. And now you can see where it is now. I haven't done that. I'm not pushing it in because they're going to be painted, and I think they're better. And the good thing is they will fit in there. But when I've cemented those bits in, I'll put them in as one lump. They'll be ready to go. But there you go. So we've drilled 1, 2, 3 holes, and they're all done. Now I will say one thing. I don't know if you can notice. I removed that large 3D bit. I kept looking at all the pictures, and the most I saw of the early ones, basically that was the way it was. And I think that must have been that 3D one was most probably meant for one of the later submarines, because they most probably modified it slightly, made it a bit heavier. But yeah, so I'm happy with that. I'll put it on there. It's looking nice. I've got to sand a little bit round here just to clean up, but I think I might have already done it. So that's okay. And you can see where the weld seams have been put back in. There you go. And I don't. Well, basically I've sorry, I've got to get the echo off this monitor again. There you go. Keep forgetting to turn the zone off. When I listen back to the video, sometimes I have the volume up on the monitor and it affects the microphone, so that's why I've done that. Anyway, so let's get back to this. Now what we've got now is I've actually done the aquaplanes on the front and the rear. Now I had a major problem with the aquaplane at the front because they didn't sit far enough away from, and they wouldn't have gone up and down and as they should do, and not hit the structure of the side of the sub. So what I decided to do is I had to cut them off, and then I had to drill them out, and I used what is it? Have I got a bit of? Oh, here it is. I used a bit of this rod, which is 3 point. Where's the drills? So, excuse me. Oh, I think I've got them here. Oh, there they are. I used 2. Was it? Yeah, the 3.3 one, the 3 one, 3mm, basically for there. And the reason for that is I drilled out the actual front aquaplanes, and then glued a rod in, painted it black because I've done a few tests. Painted it black so when it goes in there, and I've done short rods in there because you can't see in there anyway. Short rods to put them in there, and then I've glued them in place because they would have worked up and down, but they started to sag slightly. So I've glued them in the correct position. They're all in there now, and I'll show you now. I can actually show you now by doing a bit of this. In fact, no, I'll do it the other way. If I take my conning tower off, which is much easier to do than actually knock it around and let it fall off, so I can actually do this. And there you are. Now that clears, and if that was going, and the same on the other side, there's a clearance there, and you needed that, so not too bad at all. So that's okay. And the back ones, they kept flopping down, so I just did what I said I would do, is I actually glued them into position, because it's a static model for me anyway. It's not a radio controlled one, so they've done that. So that's what I've got to do. Now all I've got to do now, really, what's left now is the last bits that you saw earlier on was doing, is to start thinking about spraying certain areas anyway. So that's what I'll be doing next. I'm quite pleased with it so far. Happy with the front now because it looks as it should. But I've got a bit that will rattle if you jump it around, because the original piece inside that linked the two together, I had to cut, as I just said, and that's dropped inside the front, so it does rattle a bit, but I'm not too worried about that. So that's okay, because let's face it, it's a static model anyway. So right, so I'll call that the end of this one, and it's going to be going up now shortly as update number 30, and then I'm going to be looking at starting painting little areas and just checking around all this to make sure that I've covered all the base bits before I do a bit of priming on the actual brass, all the metal pieces. So I'm going to prime that. I'm not going to prime the whole hole. I might lightly sand it with a very fine sandpaper all over it, just give it a bit so the paint sticks to it better, because it's always a good idea. And then you won't lose no detail because it's very fine, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So that whole thing is going to be done. Right then, that on the whole. With the bridge, I might do the bridge around the areas that there's not too much of a problem, and to do the same thing. Right then, here we go. So happy modelling everyone, and I'll catch you on the next update.